Welcome to Did You Say Something, the supposedly variety podcast fueled by chaos and spite. I am Matt Mangum, and he is Connor Lewis. And I'm so glad we're back so I get to watch in awe of Connor and his amazing voice acting talents again. He's taught me so much since getting to know him. And I'm eternally grateful to him for that. My heart... My heart goes out to you, Connor. Thank you. Nice try, buddy. And with that, cue the intro.
Fight!
Kind of a big deal. So couldn't resist with my co-host Ron Burgundy over here.
The colonials are acting up again. Damn it!
Shut up, Connor.
No comment.
I'm really just trying to make money off of Connor here.
You're right, but you're out of line.
Trying to have this not devolve into chaos.
I don't even know if there's anything usable in this. Some of it my fault.
Always have to have the last word. I'm Connor.
I fucking got you again. Fuck yeah.
Way to stay on topic, buddy. Just get us as we come back in here for season 2. Well done.
Thank you. I try my best, you know. It's all relevant, right?
It's real close to home for one of us.
Yeah, it's closer than a lot of people would like, I think. But anyway, we're not about that on this. We follow the Chaos Gremlins, and that's where that one took me. So here we are. Welcome back, as Matt said. It's been a while. We've missed it. I have missed this.
Yes.
Yeah, it's, like we said many times before, the reason we started this was as a place to just come and chat to each other and fuck around and find out and have a laugh, right? And just unwind from the stress of normal day-to-day life. So yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight's episode because we got a lot of stuff planned for you. You're in for a treat. You really are. But before we get on to that, I think it's been a while. So maybe we should do a little update. Matt, anything new going on with you?
We got several projects going on as normal. We got a lot of TAM stuff going on. I've been given a couple more roles in that, so I'm very excited for that and for that to come out. A couple new stories and audio drama podcasts coming out from the Hellscape very, very soon that I'll be a part of, so we'll be announcing those. I'm sorry I'm being distracted by a child right now. You petulant bastard.
Yeah, couldn't have put it better myself.
Yeah. So Outdoor Life has done the official announcement in the last issue of the magazine of the new audiobook, and they're endorsing it and loving it. Hopefully going to continue on with them, creating some more really cool audiobooks as well. I've been auditioning. Connor and I have been really dipping our hand into a new company that we have started that we are going to be rolling out very soon to you guys, so we'll be looking out for that. But let's just say, like audio drama podcasts, we are having a lot of fun with music and sound effects as well. So
yes, we
again,
are.
We'll be looking out for that. And yeah, just very happy to be back here on DIS and doing these things. And there's more coming. There is the animation that I promised in the last season that is coming very, very shortly. We have I have my ducks in a row on that one now. So in the next few episodes, hopefully we'll be able to display some of that coming up too. And we have a very special thing, but we will introduce that later in the show. I'll kick it back over to you, Connor. What have you been up to since the break?
What have I been up to since the break? Well, I quit my job. For better or for worse. So currently full-time voice actor. We do have a friend of this to thank for that, Jake. I've moved into his house to help with but to help with everything, to be fair. As you can see, I have a new booth. I like it in here. It's nice. It's dark, much like my soul and humor. And yeah, what else have I been up to? Session 9 is currently with ACX for approval. So that should be coming very soon. And if you wanted to hear some of the sound effects and the music and everything that Matt and I have been playing around with, you'll hear that in Session 9. I did a fair amount in that. Matt helped a little bit with some guidance and some advice as well, which was nice. So, yeah, Session 9 coming out. I've just started work on... no, can I talk about it? A new audiobook. We'll just say a new audiobook for now. Which is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And, yeah, I think that brings us up to speed. Did I said that I moved into Jake's, didn't I?
Yes. Let's just make sure everybody knows.
Yeah.
Look at me. It never stops, people, ever.
Give me
Did I
the
mention
attention.
me? Did I mention
More
what I
of
did?
Me.
No. Yeah, so good catch up. And like we said, lots of projects and stuff to come we'll be announcing to you guys throughout the next season. We appreciate your patience with us. We did have several fans reach out and say, hey, when's the next episode? You guys didn't go away. So people are loving it. We're just going to continue with the chaos as we've been doing.
Yeah, we are.
Might get even a little more chaotic because fuck it. Why not? And I want the first one in the new season. So, Connor,
Cut.
You're a cunt. All right.
Fuck you.
We're going to have to go back and get a timestamp on that. Figure out who actually
It was me.
got that one out first.
It was me. Fuck you. That was me.
We'll
right.
just edit you out, buddy.
No, yeah, that's fair. Okay, so the I don't know what is wrong. I think it's something I ate. Yeah, some of Jake's home cooking. Whew. For those that don't know, Jake is a cook by trade. He likes to make dishes. So yeah. Anyway. The main event for this show today is to unveil a passion project for Matt and myself and one other. You may remember on TikTok we put out an ask to authors to pitch us an idea or how they would write a script around heroes, villains, and that sort of stuff. Just a small excerpt. And we had some good feedback. We had some good responses, and we chose one. So I guess we will now invite the author that we chose. AD, would you like to come up and say hi?
Hello.
Well, welcome in.
So what we have come up with between three of us is a little thing called Aves of War. What started out as it was going to be a segment on Dis, but then Matt and I started reading what AD was coming up with, and we're like, this needs to be its own thing. This is too good to try and squash into an episode. This needs to be its own thing. And then with the music and the sound effects and everything that Matt and I were diving into, we were like, oh, yeah, we can make this its own thing, 100%.
Ding.
Thank you.
Just got to be the first edit.
Always have to have the last word. I'm Connor.
Carlo, we miss you. No,
only slightly more than
we
Dennis.
do miss Carlo.
We do miss Carlo.
We don't miss Dennis ever at all. I'd
Aves
rather
of
have
War.
Jarrett back on the show.
No, I don't know. No.
Yes, Aves of War. I apologize. Squirrels.
That's fine. Yeah, squirrels. Gotta chase them squirrels.
Yeah, the shifty.
Where is
Good
he?
luck. You're never going to catch him.
You're never gonna catch me.
Is that greased up deaf guy from Family Guy? or Gingerbread Man? I can't. Anyway,
Family
doesn't
Guy.
matter. Aves of War. Fuck. Well, Matt and I, we finished episode 1. Episode 1 is done. We voiced it, produced it, edited it. We did everything apart from write it and edit the writing. And we thought we would... sorry, I was being distracted. And we thought we would... by a petulant child. And we thought we would play it for AD the first time on Dis, so that he can hear it and we can gauge his reaction to see if he likes it or not. Because for those of you that are familiar on TikTok with CSI Cold Reads, part of the reason that we love that as narrators is because we get to see the author's reaction to us reading their words. And I fucking love it. So that's what we're doing. There you go. Sent. Now we sit here for 12 minutes. Viewers will save you the time and we'll speed run this. In the realm of Raisamet, the nefarious warlord Namtab is savaging his way through northern provinces. Towns and villages fall under his control, allowing him to gain wealth and an army. His next stop is the Midland provinces, the first being Borg Biffen. Renowned for its vibrant gardens and foliage, many called it the Green Belt of Raisamet. But Namtab threatens to ruin the idyllic life of Borg Biffen and the surrounding provinces. Can something long forgotten return and take down the evil that is spreading?
Aves of War by A.D. Small. Narrated by Matt Mangum and Connor Lewis. Edited by Narrative Flow. An Interface Broken production. Part 1. War Garden. Under the light of the hunter's moon, two shadowy figures stood amongst a small clearing in the high gardens belonging to Lord Kane. One of the figures tossed a rolled-up parchment to the other. Breaking the wax seal, he unrolled the parchment. Slowly, he digested the handwritten words, before confidently tearing it into pieces. Then, raised voices broke the silence.
He will not be pleased with your choice.
Dorcan smirked.
We of the Midlands will never kneel to the desires and threats of a madman,
Lord Kane declared, as assured as ever.
Are you joking, Lord Kane? This is an opportunity to change your life and that of your family.
Dorcan growled through gritted teeth, unimpressed.
You're in my home, so I suggest you alter your tone and don't talk of my family.
Lord Kane replied firmly, spotting Dorcan's clenched teeth. Even though his loyal guards had checked for weapons, Lord Kane couldn't take his eyes off Namtab's right-hand man, especially his hands. With one hand moving slightly quicker than the other, which indicated he had a concealed weapon. Even from the confines of the compound walls, stories and rumors of the world of Raisamet still persisted.
My allegiances are with the Council, not the whims of a warlord. Relay my answer to your master, and let him know we will not be strong-armed into aligning with him.
This is cool.
The Midlands are not easily coerced into one-sided arrangements. Someone will be there to end his reign of terror, and the one who succeeds him.
Lord Kane snapped free a branch from a nearby bush. Fluidly, in a single swift moment, Lord Kane spun the stick around his head and thrust it towards Dorcan. The large knot of the branch stopped within an inch of his face.
I know you managed to sneak a weapon past my men. I can tell from the way the fabric falls across your shoulders. I will hazard a guess it's also a small blade.
Kane stated, holding the stick upright to keep the distance
it.
between them constant.
I'm loving it like this. Yeah, I think he loves it. Do you really like this? Is it wicked?
A curious curve tugged at the corner of Dorcan's lips.
That is an impressive feat. But
Loving
you're
it, guys, loving it.
blind to what
Loving
is
it.
in front of you.
Grunted Dorcan. As he stared into Dorcan's heterochromic eyes, one a reddish hazel, the other an ice blue.
My answer remains unchanged. You need to leave.
Kane told his counterpart, refusing to budge. Before Dorcan could respond, though, Kane took half a step forward and pushed the stick firmly into his chest.
This is my last warning. Next time, I won't be as kind.
He generously promised his rival. Slowly, the world around them dropped away as they knew it. Unsure, Kane and Dorcan stared at each other, pondering if the other would strike.
Blown away,
Breaking the
guys, I really am.
silence, a nearby bush rustled,
We
but their
can do
focus
things.
remained fixed firmly on
I
one
know.
another. As the noise increased and the leaves started to shake violently, neither Kane nor Dorcan were bothered by the interruption to their meeting.
That's my cue to leave. My master will not be happy.
Honestly, guys, this is awesome.
Dorcan declared.
It's awesome.
In one swift motion, Kane spun a delivered palm strike to the chest of Dorcan. The impact forced him to lose his footing as he fell backwards.
Death comes to us all,
Fantastic.
Lord
Loving
Kane.
it.
Dorcan growled. Kane heard footsteps shuffle along the floor,
Blown away, guys, honestly.
creeping slowly through the
Fantastic.
garden towards the window in the wall, so not to make a sound. Opening the window, he reached inside, hoisting a young boy out of the darkness. The boy began to hesitantly fight, but Kane effortlessly pushed the boy back using an outstretched arm.
What have I told you?
Kane asked.
Be ready to fight, Father.
Damien whispered in response.
Yes, always be ready, my son. Why are you sneaking around the house so late?
Said Kane firmly.
I heard you talking. Why will his master not be happy?
Damien quizzed his father.
Nothing you need to worry about, son.
Kane confidently declared. Later, in his chamber, he sat at his makeshift desk, constructed from 4 planks of wood placed across 2 boulders. Instructions had been passed to his men to
Speechless,
prepare
guys,
the
honestly, I
horses
really
to
am.
travel at first light. The following day, he would return. Locking his chamber door, he headed towards his bedroom. Sliding into bed alongside his wife, she turned to face him, wrapping her arms around him.
My love.
Nestling in, Kane kissed her forehead. Closing his eyes, the last words of Dorcan returned to him.
Death comes for us all. In time.
He added.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, I'll just wax lyrical. That was fucking awesome, guys. Really was.
No, we're
Really
recording.
was. That was
We're recording.
fucking
It's fine.
Awesome.
Good. Glad you liked it.
Awesome.
Worth the wait?
Who did Rinoco at the end?
What's that?
Who did Rinoco at the end?
Your wife, Matt.
Yeah, sorry. These American ears, sometimes those accents just fucking sound like Peanuts fucking adults and wah 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 wah. What the fuck did you say?
The fuck did you say?
What did you say? Did you say something? I don't know.
Hey, you got the first one of those. Well done.
Got something.
Round 1, fight!
Ain't hair.
Well, should we name? I have a job. I have my own place to live. I have a significant other. Let's see. I have a cat.
He's already dead.
I have a cat.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
Fatality.
Fuck you, buddy. Fuck you. Ooh.
Sorry, Aaron.
You were saying nice things. Carry on. Okay.
What gave you the feels as the writer? You know what I mean? What got you about it?
The whole thing is just the fact that, you put out a challenge and I had a bash and thought, I'll have a go, they won't pick it, and that's genuinely what I thought. And I was like, they won't pick it. And I was carrying on doing another project, and I was like, Connor messaged me and said like, yeah, can you jump on Discord for a chat? I was like, yeah. Is this good? I was like, oh. And you pick the idea, and I'm sat here listening to that, and I was just like, this is fucking awesome. I've written that. My editor Paul C. England has edited it with me and for me and stuff like that, and just seeing it come to life now and seeing where it can go. Obviously, I'm on chapter 8 at the moment. Well, chapter 9 technically, but we're just putting a pause at the minute while we just edit up to chapter 8. Because we're trying to make it like the word I describe what my editor does is he makes it pop.
Yeah.
He'll tweak and change a few little things with me and for me, and he'll say, right, this, and I go, I doff my cap, sir. That is fucking awesome.
Yes.
And yeah, just seeing it all come to life, and I do apologise for going slightly quiet on it, but I was just soaking in what you'd done, and I was like,
it's so good.
As you could probably tell, I was beaming from ear to ear because just seeing it there, and in a number about what we in now, February, in like 4 months' time, we're going to be dropping it, and hoping that everyone listens to it and enjoys it and comes to listen and want more of it. I did message Connor earlier, didn't I, Connor, saying I've come to realise that when this trilogy finishes, I will be 50. It doesn't bother me, but every so often it kind of catches me.
I hate getting old.
Sorry to say the same thing again, but that was just fucking awesome. Just
good,
listening to it and obviously picturing it, and I probably pictured more of it in my head than you guys in the sense of me writing it. So like I was going, and like I could see it all in my head, and then the sound effects and the noises was just like an extra layer on top of that, and I was just like, I could just sit here and listen to this. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna listen to that now probably every day.
I think Connor and I have listened to it quite often. I listen to it every single day, and obviously there was multiple renditions. As we were going through the editing process and deciding on sound effects and levels and all of that, and it was very collaborative that way between Connor and myself. Which it's just fun to do. I really enjoy. I like the fact that you enjoyed it. I had another follow-up question for you on it. How did the character voices? Because I always like hearing this of authors, even just doing a regular audiobook. But how did the character voices compare to what you had in your head for those characters?
I'm gonna say that's the weird thing is I didn't have sort of a specific voice in my head. You know, I'm not going to lie,
Okay.
I didn't, you know, because whenever I read the dialogue in my head or read it out loud, I'm reading it. So it sounds like a northerner. You know, it's not Connor's.
Yeah.
But I love what Connor did to it. Give it that little Irish twang on it. I loved your voice as well, Matt, because I'm listening to it, I'm thinking, I like how this is sounding because you kind of playing the voice as if, and this is going to sound a bit weird, that you're playing it like he's a villain, but he's not. And I love that. I love that sort of opposite to what the character is. You know, he is a hero, he is a good guy, but his voice sounds like he should be the villain, and he's not. But obviously, in the eyes of Namtab, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was fun. It was kind of like I felt just after just going through it, you know what I mean, and kind of reading them. And obviously we all know more of the lore than what anybody else knows, and nobody knows more than you do. But as I was kind of going back on, you know, what the overall stories, and people will gather that as the episodes come out, and then once it's finished, they'll understand the whole story, right? But given that background, he kind of struck me as a little bit more of an anti-hero, and that hits me personally. That's my favorite type of character. Somebody who is a hero, somebody who does the right things, but you know their means might be a little bit different than your through and through. You know what I mean? Just spiritual hero or whatever it is in that kind of fantasy realm. So I wanted him to have an edge to him. I do say I did love Connor's performances as well. I think Dorcan was really good. The kid's probably my favorite. I really love the child. I just really loved what he did with the child. And then, yeah, thank you for the compliment on that. Apparently the author doesn't, so Connor, you're gonna have to change that. But let's go over to let's go over to, and then thank you for the compliment. That was my wife making a cameo in there.
So I was pulling the first time, Max. Obviously, I know what's happening further down the line.
Yes, that's what that is. So don't get too attached. All right, moving on.
Once we get off air, I will speak to you about something my editor said, and I was like, I had to unfortunately break some news to him.
Good story. Con, did you have a follow up on there?
No, I just wanted to say again, thank you very much for the compliments. I don't do compliments, but thank you. I do think Matt's performance and portrayal of Lord Kane is it's pretty good. It is.
I'll take it.
Yeah. And like Matt said, it was a fully collaborative editing. Matt did the majority of the edits, and he'd send it to me, and I would review and would send back and forth some suggestions and this, that, and the other, and then what you guys and you AD have just heard is the finished product, and that will be hopefully dropping early summer. We think midsummer, early summer, the summer.
The current running goal, is early summer, but this summer we'll release.
So whilst we've got you, AD, we want to talk a little bit about your other works as well. So you've got 2 poetry books out, I believe.
I have
From the Mind of, and A Mind Full of Words.
There they are. That's correct. And I have them here to show you.
Perfect. Good.
So there you go. That's
love it.
Very nice. We see what's the title?
Not a thick one. It's quite easy to read. So Matt should be all right.
You beat me to it.
I'm not even mad. I'm proud of you for embracing this, Aaron. Hey, Aaron.
Do you know what? I've been really nervous all week about could I be overstepping my mark with some things? I don't know. Aaron, just go with it.
No. If you're not giving me shit, then we can't be friends.
That's fair.
Yeah.
in
No, we're good, man. We're good.
some of the chats that were.
And thank you for the small book. I
It's,
appreciate
it's
it.
okay. There's another one there for you as well. So that shouldn't take you too long.
I love the thin books that each have mind things on them. That you refer that to me, like just practicing my mental studies.
I do have a third one in mind. Pardon the pun. But I'm just working on what the title's going to be.
Yep. Love it.
Yeah.
Because that's how you started writing, wasn't it? It was poetry first for you.
Yeah, wasn't the original plan back in 1999.
1999.
Yeah. My plan was to have a book published by the time I was 45, and it went through a novel to a collection of short stories to a novella to a collection of short stories to ta-da poetry. Not the first thing I would have thought of doing, but more than happy that I did that, and I got a book published, obviously on Amazon by the time I was 43. So 2 years
Perfect. Ahead of schedule. Nice.
Well done.
And then talking about a collection of short stories, a small book of short stories. There it is. Look at you being all prepared.
It's a little bit thicker, Matt, so it might take you a little bit longer.
Well, I got the first two to warm up on.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So, because you sent us a small book of short stories, didn't you? And I've read through some of the stories, and they are pretty fucking good.
Cheers,
so, guys, if you want something to just a quick and easy read and something that's different, go check out a small book of short stories by A.D. Small, and I think you'd be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, honestly, the story. I think.
We're getting to it. We're getting to it, Aaron. Don't worry.
Boy, we're going. Hold on. Hold your horses, buddy.
We're still on a small book.
You're going to kill people with this book, Matt.
Yeah, Connor. So what I think in this day and age, what everything is, you have to grab somebody's attention in the first 3 seconds of anything, right? Because people's attention spans have been trained now to be, of that of a gnat, such as Connor's, which is now half of what it used to be.
Did you say something?
Did you say something?
I have been saying something the whole time, you fucking kids. So it's I love being on the show with Brits because I could just say that and then the rest of America can kiss my ass. So for real. So whatever just happened there. So I think when we very first started chatting with you, you know what I mean? We selected you for the passage you had submitted. It was immediately like, okay. My brain was like, yeah, I like this. I like the way this flows, the way this, how it's written. And then the book of small stories is like, what I love about it is the same. Sometimes you'll get the same writer, and they'll write different stories, but it's still the same thing. Does that make sense? Like you can it's just like putting a different skin on a level in a video game and calling it a new level, right?
Yeah.
It's like it just looks a little different. Yours are actually different. You get different perspectives and different angles on thinking about things, and that I think the variety of that is what caught my attention. So Aves was like that too, where I was like, ooh, this, and then it just progresses so smoothly. That it definitely makes you want to more. So I'm like I myself. I'm like, yes, keep writing Aves, even if I just want to read it for myself.
Yeah,
it's just so good. I just want to say I really do appreciate your writing style.
Appreciate the comments, guys. Really do. I'm literally listening to it in my head again. Just like I'm sat there. I'm like, it's fucking awesome.
And you have worked. Go on, say more nice things. You were saying nice things.
Yeah. I've listened to the intro that you sent me, like probably in excess of 30 times now. And I have sent it to people to sort of whet their appetite and say, So have a listen. And instantly they'll turn around and go, is this you? And I go, well, no, it's not me. That's not my voice, is it? Does this voice sound like that? No. And then what I have a tendency of doing, I have a tendency to say, oh, no, that's Connor and Matt. And they'll go, who's Connor and Matt, Aaron?
Yeah.
Who's Connor and Matt?
And then you point them to Did You Say Something so they can watch our show and find out all about us, obviously. Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah.
Which,
promotion.
You guys listening and watching should also do the same, right?
Exactly.
Share this out with people that may enjoy it.
Yeah. Click like.
Thank you.
Subscribe. Share with others.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be listening to...
Are we on TikTok?
I think we are. I'll be listening to
idea that just hit me, though, gents.
I really would. I will be listening to that every day.
Good.
I'll have it on the phone.
What do you guys... pretty soon here, we should take that intro and throw it out as a promo. I really like what you did with that, Connor. It's a great, quick little tease. I think that should be coming out to the public. I know everybody just listened to it, and you can listen to it here, but should keep that going. If anything, we can share that out and do that as well.
Agreed.
We'll get some other bits going.
Agreed.
For the episodes too, for sure.
Yeah, sounds good.
This one's free. You have to pay for the next episodes.
Yeah.
I don't decide that, really. You won't. You're fine. We'll be able to listen. We'll let you know.
Yeah, it'll be out on free streaming. Well, streaming services you probably already pay for. So,
yes.
Yeah. Right. You've also you fucking squirrel.
Where is that Shifty? We have to catch him one day.
Somewhere. He's always lurking.
Can't catch him.
No, never can. You've already teased it by holding it up whilst we were talking. The Last Day Under the Sun?
Yes, The Last Day
There it is.
Under the Sun.
Which is an anthology series put together by Christian Francis, I believe.
It was. Yeah, again, similar to what you guys did. He put out a concept of a lot of indie authors coming together and writing something, and he asked a couple, and then he asked a couple, and so forth. But I entered it a little bit different. I kind of listened to what he was saying, and I wrote a little poem, and I sent it to him. And then about 3 weeks later, he'd already messaged me saying, "Oh, thank you for that. That's really cool." Like I said, 2-3 weeks later, he messaged me saying, "Do you want in?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm in." Right.
Nice.
Listen to I read the epilogue and the prologue, and I was like, and I highlighted certain bits of it, and I was like, that's interesting. And I went, right, I'm going to write something with all of that together.
Yeah.
And I just left my hometown because I'd moved away. So I thought, right, I'm going to set it in my hometown because that seems quite fitting. So yeah,
nice.
I did that and wrote a little short story.
Beautiful.
That's
so
great.
Something else for you guys to go check out is The Last Day Under the Sun by Christian Francis. Whilst you're checking that out, obviously you're going to check out Session 9 by Christian Francis, narrated by me. Shameless self-plugs. Gotta love them.
Why not?
I don't have a book to show, but trust me, in fact, graphic in the middle, again, Session 9, the official novelization. Christian's great.
Oh yeah.
I got a lot of respect for Christian.
Me too.
I met him on impromptu interview, I think it was, on TikTok. And I think because Matt was in it with me, and straight away we were messaging like, "Oh, we need to get this guy on Dis at some point." He's like, he's good people. He's funny. He's got a good energy about him. And if you don't follow him on TikTok, he gives a lot of advice for beginning writers setting out on their journey, even for experienced authors. Like, just as a don't listen to this bullshit. He doesn't bullshit. He just says it like it is, and it's kind of refreshing. Go check out Christian Francis as well. Why not?
Absolutely, everyone should.
Everyone should, indeed.
I am. I think the other thing that I'm really excited about is how this is going to work out with the back and forth between Con and I with Aves of War. I think it's going to be fun because in that first episode you get that tease of Connor's narration, my narration. If you don't know Con's narration yet, go listen to what he does because unfortunately he's really good at it.
Thank
hey,
you.
Look, listen, it's that time of the year that love is going around, and technically we should have to be being nice to each other on this episode, which we've been pretty nice to each other.
I was going to say, I think, all things considered, we've been fairly nice.
So expect episode 2 to be gloves off. Back to the norm. Fuck this guy, but I love him today. The way this leads into the things that Connor and I have been doing with editing and sound effects, and Aves of War is our passion project again. Not only for that, but we're really displaying our skills with some services and some things that are coming out soon. This is great. We love our podcast for sure. But we also have some services coming out where if you yourself as a narrator or an author would like some narration and sound effects, or just sound effects and music, Connor and I's company is called Narrative Flow. We will add a lot to it, as you guys just heard, and as AD, I think, with his reaction to that, really enjoyed that. It is, and we kind of see the audiobook genre kind of going that way, right? Every genre is kind of really starting to add in some sound effects where it makes sense, a little bit of music, and adds tension and just adds that extra layer. So again, Narrative Flow, be looking for more from us.
Yes, we will be creating an email very soon. So in the next episode, we'll put that here. And if you would like to get in touch and find out about our fees and whatnot, then ping us an email, and we'll get back to you. Because, yeah, I'll be honest, I fucking love it.
It's a lot of fun.
You're both
it's a lot of fun.
Really, really good at it, and yeah, you should give it everything.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
I'm just gonna sound like a broken record, and I'm sorry. It was just fucking awesome.
Do you really like this? Is it wicked?
I'm
cool.
Because I know where I am in the story. I'm like, I can't wait till you get your teeth and you can sink into what's going to happen.
Yes. Oh, it's gonna get good.
Yeah, we've talked about, like, we can't wait till there's a lot more engagement of battle and things like that, and we're, like you said, where we can really sink our teeth into the scenes and stuff like that's going to be a lot of fun.
I've created sound effects for certain things already, like, because I think there was a heavy hit, I think, in that I had in my head that I wanted to try and recreate from an anime that I've watched. That's just beautiful. I was like, I want to recreate this and I want to use it in Aves, because some of the sound effects that we have access to, they're good. They're great in their own right, but tweaking them and just making them that little bit better. So yeah, I got kind of carried away one day and created loads of different sound effects that I will be throwing in to the episodes.
Yeah, I think that's great too. It's been a lot of fun. That aspect. So that palm strike in this episode 1 was 3 or 4 different sound effects that I built and placed and changed the levels, and just to get that. I really wanted it not to just be a smack, you know what I mean? I wanted to show Lord Kane's power and just that small tease of, like, he barely twists and palm strikes a guy and drives him to the ground, and it really hurts. Like, imagine what he would do if he was angry full in battle. So I thought that was a nice tease.
Definitely.
Just to see what they could do. And some of the other stuff, like Connor, your input on the heartbeat, that was wonderful. The sounds of the fox was a lot of fun, and just how the environment changes. All of those things. It's a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to the next episodes for sure. And then when we can share 100%. It with everybody else, when we actually do our release, the plan is that you guys will be able to enjoy a new episode every week.
Yes.
And you will be able to listen on all the podcast platforms, anywhere you choose to, and then just share it out and share the awesomeness that is 80s writing and narrative flows, editing skills, and narration skills. So.
Please, whoever's listening to this now and watching it, share this, share it. Get these guys seen, heard, both. Why not? Yeah, just
Thanks,
share
man.
it.
Thank you.
Just share.
Yeah, thank you. And in return, really, not just Blowing Smoke because he's on our show. Go check out 80s writing, like all of it. He's really good.
Thank you.
And I love this. I love that you've embraced this long form that you've always wanted to do, right? You know what I mean? Really do something that was big, and a big world, and big. Everything's big. And so far, man, with this first tease of this episode 1, I just want more and more. I want a long story that never ends. Almost. It's just it's just too good. Just go on forever. Never stop.
Well, yeah. Funnily enough, in the Discord chat, we've had discussions about where this is going, and
yeah, there may be spin-offs.
Maybe spin-offs. Yeah, I've got some ideas, guys. I've got some ideas.
Good.
He loves it. Absolutely loves it. And he's not one for fantasy stories.
Okay.
He's absolutely in love with this. That was it, right? Yeah. Darkan, his favourite character, fucking loves him. And I just went,
good.
Sorry, brother.
Another spoiler.
Maybe I can bring him back.
Maybe.
I kind of gathered that was going to be his fate from the first time he spoke. I was like, oh, you're gone. You little pissant. You're gone. I did love, speaking of Dorkan, and I did love Connor's portrayal, because Connor actually portrayed him how I kind of saw him, which wasn't like, I didn't want him to be, in my head, right before Con did what he did, I didn't want him to be like slimy bad guy, but I wanted him to be right there. You know what I mean? You can tell, like, he's not a good dude. He's done some bad things, and then the way Lord Kane recollects his, how his reputation has been already, I was like, okay, he's good, but you can tell he doesn't play around. He is a little sneaky, and all of that too. And then the descriptors, the heterochromic eyes really got me, where I was like, ooh, I like that dynamic, because now I can really see like this character and how he's built. So the visuals and how you wrote, how that we could interpret that in our minds and come in our imaginations. The creations of these characters was well done.
Oh, thank you.
I could see the scene perfectly, everything in my head while I was narrating it. I'm like, I got this, and that just made the sound effects and the ambiance
so much easier.
To throw in.
Yeah,
so much easier.
I got to throw some praise and kudos to my editor Paul C. England, because he'll say at moments, he'll say, right, you need to go big here. I'm like, go big, right? Yeah, got you, right? Okay, and I'll do something, and it's not about going like big and explosions or anything like that. It's sometimes it's a tiny detail that helps it go big.
Yeah,
and it's just like, right, cool, I'm on it, right. And he'll say like,
you don't need to Michael Bay everything.
Yeah, but he'll turn around and he will say stuff like, oh, what colour's a person's eyes? And it, not saying I've not thought of it, but I try and it's finding a point in a story where you can drop that little bit of information in where it's not impacting what's going on. But he's helping me in a massive way, and I'm eternally grateful for what he's doing. And he said that he said saying to you guys, we're a team now, and you might not.
Oh yeah.
It's us 4, 5 if you want to include the deserter.
The deserter.
Nice.
Nice.
There's 4 of us.
Yeah.
Like the 4 musketeers. We've come together and we're going to kick ass.
Absolutely. absolutely. Like we've said already, this is a lot of fun. And hopefully that comes through in what you, the listeners, will hear in the summer, because obviously AD's having a lot of fun writing it.
I'm having a
His
blast.
editor's having a lot of fun editing it, and then it comes to Matt and I, and we read it. Like, I think we read part 1 or episode 1, whatever, together on a call, and we were just like, oh, okay. We just, and like Matt said, the descriptions and everything that you've put into it just make creating that soundscape and the immersiveness of it so much easier, because
No, thank you.
it's there on the paper, it's there in the words. Like, okay,
There's no guesswork.
no. And then so we've already got that base, and then it's just about adding in the layers of everything and making it just all, as you said earlier, pop.
It's funny how interesting how it is already, where I'm like, just because of the descriptors and what we're doing, it's like, sometime down the line, because we, this will be successful. I really believe it will be. I think people are really going to like this quite a bit. Yeah. And then even, maybe at some point down the road, talking to an artist and getting some actual character sketches and some things done of the major characters and the ones that people love. It might be fun to do. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Let's see what Lord Kane looks like. You know what I mean? And or what his kingdom looks like. And then, I know that AD, you're working on the world map and things like that for Rizomet and everything. So I'm all of this. I'm with Con introducing me and really getting me into D&D last year, and then I'm already a fantasy nerd anyway. You know what I mean? So it's just like this. I feel like this thing makes me feel like a little bit of a kid again, where I'm like, I'm getting this new shiny kick-ass story, but I get to be immersed in it and do it, and it's so much fun. I love these characters. I love where the story's going, and I'm so excited to see the other characters that we know about come to life, and how that's all going to work together. It's a long, really cool story. I'm just really looking forward to it. Super excited.
I love those comments, and it this is me opening up as a writer now. I get a lot of imposter syndrome, hell of a lot. I
feel that.
I released that book, a small book of short stories, a small book, and as soon as I released it, imposter syndrome hit me like a Mack truck, and I was like, everyone's going to think I'm a fraud. But hearing comments from you guys and what I hear from my editor, and it lifts me up, and I know that storm will pass. And me listening to the intro, and now you're going to be, constantly listening to chapter 1. If ever I get imposter syndrome again, I'm whacking that bad boy on, and I'm going to say, imposter syndrome, fuck off, do one. Because just that, it's just the comments, the fact that you guys love it, and I can think of something, and when I hear you guys say how much you're loving it and how much my editor Paul loves it, that litmus test there is more than enough for me for go, I know I'm in the right direction. And the moment you three guys turn around and say, "You done messed up, Aaron," what's this? I'll be like, "Oh, right, okay. Sorry, my bad." Back on it, right? Yeah.
Well, and the same goes back to us. If we do something, you're like, guys, you totally lost the fucking mark here.
I mean,
but we want that, we want that working relationship for sure, because that's how you get the great content.
Absolutely. And I know myself, I'm pretty harsh when it comes to feedback. Not through any place of malice, but if just a case of this needs improving, that I noticed this stood out to me for this reason, this came up, maybe try this, tweak that, do if I haven't mentioned it, then it's good. Like that's good. I like that bit. If I am mentioning it, it's because there's room for improvement, right?
Yeah.
And it's something that I've had to. Not a lot of people are receptive to that. Like a certain, I don't know, editor and person that we used to have on this show, who may or may not be coming back. Who knows?
You know.
But I know that Matt understands where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
He'll give me shit about it. And so, to be fair, Jake understands as well. He did. Yeah. He did get it. We had a conversation of where's my good feedback. I'm like, well, anything I didn't comment on was good.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I was like, all right, maybe I need to mix this up. So yeah, it's I now give feedback of this is the improvements. This is what I liked.
Yeah, I think
and it all comes together, and that's the process that happened on this episode. Was Matt would send it to me, I listened through, and I was stupidly critical.
Yeah, and you were, and I mean, obviously, I'm always going to give you shit for everything. You know, because about the fourth rendition, I'm like, Jesus, man, come on. But the work and what Connor points out, he's like 99% right on that. Probably should change. And then when we make the change and we listen to it, it's crazy if you move like wind a second and a half one direction with the narration, how much that changes the impact of the words that are being said and how it does that. You know what I mean? And that type of fine tuning is maddening sometimes from Con, but and I mean, I'll say that, but I say it with all respect because it's necessary. It really, really is. We would not get a product that all of us are happy with if we weren't being so damn nitpicky with ourselves. And then also, again, you know, you got to have thick skin. Don't take it personally. It's just what it sounds like and what could sound better, and why not be open to that. And so I'm open to it. I make all the changes he makes, and then if, you know, that he suggests, and then if we listen to it again, and if we don't like it, then okay, revert it back. If not, yes, that was a great change and improvement. And then what I've noticed too is those change and improvements might lead to more changes and improvements that actually make it better.
Yeah.
But just consistency in the episode is important. And it needs to all sound good.
It's just how you deliver critique, feedback, however you want to bracket it. Years ago, I had some feedback and I felt it was quite cold and quite harsh, and that knocked my confidence. Hence why the poetry books came out and not a small book. But you know what? I think things happen for a reason. I think them poetry books needed to come out to give me confidence to release something, to then move on to the book, a small book, and then it's led me to today, where I am chatting to you two reprobates.
Good.
And we're creating something awesome. And yes, like you said before, you know, I'm writing something long form now, and I've always wanted to do it. I've been a bit nervous to do it and scared, and you know, to quote a line out of Into the Spider-Verse, you know, I just needed to take a leap of faith. And
nice.
Yeah.
You fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
You know, I did it, and I'm absolutely elated, and yeah, it means stuff gets put on the back burner for now that was on my docket. That's fine. They can sit there and they can not gather dust, but they can permeate. And when I get back to it, I'm like, right, cool. I've written something else. I've grown as a writer. Right, let's crack on and get on with that.
Right. That's what I was going to say, because every project that I've worked on, I've learned something new that I can take forward to the next project, right? And that's how we improve. I know that's personally how I improve. Is I like learning on the job. So you know, what started as the first book that I ever did, Bloodlust, Crimson Temptations, not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, the editing skills I learned in that was then the benchmark for the next book, and then the skills that I learned in that becomes the benchmark. So you're constantly improving. And now, obviously, like Session 9, I was there's a bit with the reel-to-reel tape player, and I was like, you know what would be cool is if it sounded different to every other part of the narration, because that would make sense, right? So that's what I did, and then that led me on to they also talk on walkie-talkies, so it makes sense to have that sound like a radio. And actually, there's a bit in the radio that they're talking, and it just evolved from there into me ending up creating like just little soundscapes in the story.
I do have to say, session 9, people. It's heavy. It's in depth. It's very intriguing. It is a wonderful book. And I'll let you guys, just from the little bits that I've got to help Connor with and hear, and I'm just like, man, it's going to blow people away. And your narration has definitely improved.
Thank you.
Your character work has improved quite a bit as well. So, and that's another thing that Connor and I kind of put into this that is or has been at some point looked at as a taboo for audiobooks, like is going over the top, right? Like your character acting in an audiobook, or even in a podcast, right? An audio drama is not as much as it would be in an animation or something like that, right? It's toned down, where I say bullshit. Like I'm making an audiobook. If you're going to write a man yelling in the other room, I'm going to be screaming at somebody in my booth, because that's what's written.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You should be immersed into it that way, because back before anything audio, right? You open a book, you read it. That's what's going on in your head.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So why wouldn't you want to hear that as well, and not limit an author and their book to a lesser immersive experience than an audio drama, say, right? Or something like that. So why not give it to them? Let them have it.
100%. Yeah. It's I've realized what I've done, and fucking 100% haunt me now. There's 2 there. You missed one. What was I going to say?
Ding dong. It
was something else that Matt and I wanted to do on this project, was to challenge ourselves as well, right? Like, we want to voice as many of these characters and give them as many different voices and techniques and styles that we can do, so we can really test ourselves and showcase our capabilities on a selfish and self-serving front. But we also know our limitations, which is why Chanel, Matt's lovely wife, got involved and made a little cameo in the first episode, because neither of our voices lend themselves too well to a feminine tone. So getting her involved, and then it's like, well, we could probably we have plans for some of the characters to be given to some people that we know, and see if they would be interested in jumping in on this project too. Because that's really what's going to add the dynamics and the intrigue and the depth to it. I think is having those different levels and layers and interacting with different people, and also showcasing their abilities too.
I think
definitely. Sorry, Matt. There's definitely
go ahead.
That chapter with the council. That'll be something that you guys and some of the other voice actor friends can proper get into.
Good.
There's not going to be many chapters like that, where the council come together, but it was just a spot where I thought it needed it, and I have set up the second book, and that's it in that chapter.
Good.
Yes, AD. Yes, excellent. Keep writing for us.
Excellent.
What I was gonna say too is, but Con and I also played around with the idea too. But we really do want to voice as many of the characters as possible, and we thought it's going to be fun to be able to play both sides. You know what I mean? Where sometimes I have good characters and bad characters, and so does he, and different. You know what I mean? We get to really, and then the obvious funny is the funny editing of when there's going to be some point when we're talking to ourselves. out of characters that we've decided to take and roles, which is also kind of fun because I like the listeners at the same time is going to be like, is that the same fucking guy?
I think that's the same guy.
I think that's the same actor. But hopefully that's a good thing where they can see the diversity in the characters, right? They can see that contrast and go, oh, damn, he can do this. And then move all the way over here in the same scene and be able to pull it off. It's kind of fun. But like I said, with the council, then we can pull in some other talents that we know and have a nice big group setting because those are fun for the soundscape too. Well, there's a lot of things going on, separate conversations that we can throw in the back with characters and stuff like that would be a lot of fun. Hint, hint, Aaron. Separate back conversations happening while the forefront conversation is happening would be fun. Or we could fill it in with Walla, but either way.
I can throw some stuff in like that, yeah.
Also, maybe, like a bit part character that everybody dislikes and then gets offed fairly soon, because we have somebody in mind for that role.
Yes, we have to have that.
Would that be Dennis by any chance?
Well, I can neither confirm nor deny at this point who it may or may not be.
Tommy?
No, I wouldn't be Tommy, no.
No, not Tommy.
Not Tommy.
Jake, is he going to have a little cameo?
Jake can't read out loud, no. No, I've tried. I've tried. That was a painful 2 minutes of my life that I will never get back, of trying to get Jake to read something out loud and put some emphasis and acting into it for a cameo in something. We went a different direction.
What I will say is, Matt, your wife's going to have a little bit of a chapter that she can do.
Awesome. I told her I hope she was going to have a lot more.
She would like to.
She's excited. For those that don't know, my wife has started her voice acting career as well in her journey. So she's been doing it for about, I'd say, 4 or 5 months now. She's done some auditions. She's in a couple audio dramas already. Has made some characters and things like that. So she's excited, and she's starting her narration journey too. So she's been auditioning on ACX and throwing stuff out there. So yeah, she's excited.
How many chapters have you've read, Matt? Sorry.
What?
How many chapters of Herbs of War have you read?
Matt's only read the one.
Just the one so far.
I am obviously being the author of it. I am obviously aware that there is another female character coming up. I know Connor's read more than one. Matt's watching you.
I can't read. Yeah, that's how Matt narrates. He has Google just say it, reading it to him, and he's just acting it out. Just text to speech. At first, the girl was walking. At first, the girl was walking. And then she sat down. And then she sat down.
Connor, is it like the TV shows in Brazil where they'll have like the actors will have the earpiece in and someone giving them the lines and then they're just repeating them?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a process. That's why he takes a while to deliver on some stuff sometimes.
Well, it works. But to go back to what I was saying, there is another female character that you know, if you read it, Matt, you can tell her about it.
Yep.
He's already dead.
And then that, she will get to act alongside Connor.
Nice.
Oh, well then I'm not going to tell her about that.
Yeah, that would put her off. I don't want that role. Give that to somebody else.
No, not that way.
No, not that way. Right. I think it is about time that we wrapped this up. So, AD, thank you very much for submitting that excerpt. Thank you very much for delivering on episode 1. Everyone, I cannot wait for you to hear it properly and be able to re-listen, and the rest of it as well. It's looking promising. It is looking promising. It's going to be a good time. So, like AD has said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for this episode.
Click them buttons, share it, get it going. Come on.
Click them buttons, get it shared, so we can spread the good word of Aves of War. And yeah, so at this point, AD, thank you very much, and we will diss you later.
See you later, guys.
We'll diss you later.
Thank you very much to AD Small for joining us on today's episode. Thank you, Matt, for coming back. I know there was a little bit in question there for a little bit, just because. And I was kind of hoping you wouldn't. I'm kind of done with your bullshit. Oh no, wait! This is the being nice episode, isn't it? I'm so glad you're here. I've missed you, and I love you. Yes, next episode we will be doing we'll be having a new game for the best game. Oh god, no. Stop. I'm so sorry.
You son of a bitch!
Better than any other game out there. Yes, we will be having a game back next week, brought to you by the Disaida, and we will go from there. Before we disappear, don't forget to stick around for the advert at the end of this episode, because it's going to be a good one. And don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. Anything to add, Matt?
You're a cunt, but I love you.
You're out of line.
Love all of you.
But you're right.
Until next time,
diss you later.
Do you have troubles narrating and reading your manuscripts that get sent to you? Introducing Google Text-to-Speech. You have that run in your head, and you can narrate all you like. There's your fucking advert.
That fucking brain cell. I was just about to say we need an advert.
I knew you were gonna do it. Yep. Fucking brilliant.
Oh god, I'm fucking crying. It was fucking perfect.